everybody? Welcome to the SWAGGY Vet Podcast. I'm your host, Big Pen. I got my co-host with me and my brother, first SWAGGY Vet. What's up, baby?
What's going on, Big Pen? What's going on, Swaggy Vets, all their friends and family out there? How y'all doing?
Man, we got a special guest today, y'all. We got a real special guest.
Very
She
special
used to be,
guest.
yeah. She used to be one of my soldiers. Now she out in the military doing real big things in ATS, shouty. So we got coming to the stage.
Coming to the stage.
Coming to the stage, 101st Airborne Division veteran, Miss Rica C.
I get lost when I'm with you. How can us lose and miss the moment?
Such an honor to be here today to talk to the swaggy vets and even the people who not vets and just want information on like what I've done or just information about the military. So it's an honor to be here. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Hey, our pleasure, our pleasure. All right, Ricky, thanks for coming out. Hey, so what made you want to join the military?
So the real reason I joined the military was because of my sister. She joined the National Guard and directly it was when her senior year was my actually my 8th grade year. So my freshman year was her first year in the military. And I
Okay.
just seen her coming home with a ton of like just stuff. And it wasn't just like, oh, she was coming home with stuff, but I seen her just doing more like exploring, going different places, and it was through the military. So I was just like, as a freshman, I was like, I'm going to the military. When I got in high school, the who was it? Marines
Mm-hmm.
recruiter. He was at our high school, and that was the first person I seen. So I went to him and I was like, "Hey, I want to go to the military," because at that time I didn't know there was different branches. I didn't know anything about the military. I didn't do no homework. I didn't do no research. I literally just dove in head first. First person I seen was the first place I was trying to go, because I was trying to get out from where I was. Because honestly, I grew up poor. Like we didn't have much. So I just
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah,
get
yeah.
out and explore. So I seen the Marines recruiter took the ASVAB test. I passed it, and when I passed it, afterwards he was like, "Yeah, we go out first." And da da da. I was like, "All right, yeah, nope, this not for me." So I realized that it was a different branch. I needed to go to to the army. So I found the one day the army recruiter came to the school and they was like, the army recruiters downstairs, blah, blah, blah. So I literally like left class and I went downstairs. I was like, I'm trying to sign up. And he was like, you gotta finish school first. And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. I know, but I want you to know that I need to be on your list to go to the military because I'm trying to sign up. I'm not going to college. And like when I was in school, the counselors would be like, "Oh, here's your GPA for when you take your test to get into college and da da da." And I literally like brushed everybody off. I was like, "I'm not going to college. I'm going to the army. I'm not going to college. Like y'all can keep that. I don't need that." They was like, "You might need it. Just take it." And I was like, "I don't need it. I know for a fact I'm going to the army. Nobody can tell me I'm not going to the army." So that's what happened. I failed my ASVAB test for the army. I failed the ASVAB test twice. The third time I passed, but it was crazy because I kept getting like I kept passing the getting high scores on the practice test. But when I actually took the real test, I get anxiety and then I'll fail. So when I finally passed, I know I had got a job. My MOS choices was it was a firefighter,
Mm-hmm.
water dog, and some other stuff. And my recruiter was like, "Oh, you don't want to be the water person because they don't do nothing." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, that's what I want to do because they don't do nothing. I want to be paid and just not do anything. I want to be get paid to just be pretty." And he was like, "It don't work like that." But I am a very stubborn and hard headed person, so he's like, "It don't work like that," and I'm like, it's okay because when I get there, we're not gonna do no work, and I'm just gonna be there, just collecting a check, being cute, and not having to do anything. That
So, so the ASVAB you took for the Marines didn't that wasn't the same one for the Army?
no, it was different. It was different because
I
what
didn't
was
know
it?
that.
Their test is different from the army one, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong because it was a while ago. But I know
That's right. The
I told
Marines, you
that
got to
man
use
that
crayons. Let me stop. Let me stop.
you said they use crayons. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I'm just being funny.
It's crazy. But no, it was definitely different. But after he said that they was first going to go out, I was like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna go to the people who don't go out first. I'm not trying to die or anything. And he was like, you joining the military, like your first job is gonna be to, defend and protect. I was young. I didn't understand that. But
And then you went to the 101st.
right. And that's what got me. Cause you know how they ask you where you want to go? I put Hawaii, I put Germany, and I put it was something else out of the country. It was not here. And they gave me Fort Campbell, Kentucky.
Fort Campbell.
Nothing. Cornfields for miles.
Yeah.
What type of training did you get as a water dog?
As in like how do we train for the the job for my MOS?
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't even know what water dogs do.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
How was that?
water dogs, what we do, we take the water, like let's say if it's a lake or a river or a ocean, we take the water, run it through a system and clean it and make it potable so you can drink it, make it drinkable. But the reason why I chose the job was because we got water bottles. Nobody's doing that. That was my thought. Like we got water bottles, bro. Like nobody's doing that. So me and my what is it called? After basic, my AIT training, that was what we did. We went to like the rivers and lakes and stuff, and we sent it through the system, and we actually made it potable. I'm sorry, y'all. I got a cough drop in my mouth because I'm going through some things. But we made it where you were able to drink it, and that's really it. It's very very simple because the machine do all the work. But because we have water bottles, you really never have to do it unless you're downrange.
How long was the training?
Training, I believe. I don't remember. I don't wanna lie. I don't remember. It
But
wasn't
then,
long though.
but
I
then
think
I
it was
could.
like two or 3 months.
Okay, that's long.
If that. That's. I don't think that's long.
To make water potable. I
Cause
thought
it's
you
a
were saying
lot you
like
have to
4 weeks.
learn. You got to learn like the chemicals. You got to learn like you
Hmm.
know the actual system. Cause it's more than one. It's also more than one system.
Mm-hmm.
So you have like I really wish that I could remember this like off the top of my head. But you have like one big system that does it really quick. Then you have like a smaller system that takes a little longer. And then it's like I remember we used to have like these big bags so that you can do like tons of water at a time and stuff like that. But the first and last time I seen them were in AIT.
Hmm.
I remember seeing that I think they were called the Ropew.
Roku. Yeah.
Ropew, yeah, the Ropew system. They were pretty cool. I saw water dogs. I saw y'all doing some stuff with it. I thought it was cool.
The,
I
the,
wanted
clo-
to do cross training with it, but never got a chance.
the closest I
Mm.
got to purifying water was iodine tablets,
Oh yeah.
and it was still nasty. I feel like I was drinking. I was drinking the dirt. I know it couldn't have been healthy. That's all they gave us. It
I'm
could have been.
crying. See,
That's,
and that's why I chose the job because I was like, it's water. Most likely they're going to have water bottles. We won't be doing this. I came in with the wrong mindset.
no, I'm sorry. That's all you knew.
Huh?
That's all you knew.
That
And we
was,
did
but I
have,
learned a lot more.
and that's smart. We did have water bottles. Just
We
order.
did.
That's yeah, we did. So then so then you was a water dog, and then you got to the 101st,
Hmm.
that was the first duty station, and then you start working around 88 mics.
Yes. So it was only about three water dogs. Because again, like I said, we have water bottles. So it was about three water dogs, and we were in a platoon with all 88 mics. And because we was at the BSB, the we were really just transporting troops from like their trainings or transporting water from the buffalo. We'll go fill up the water buffalo and like take it to the DFAC and when they're in the field and like stuff like that. So that was really the most that I ever really did when it came down to actually doing my job was filling up the buffalo, filling up the camel. But again, they had, they had the little water thing. So you just go pull up, get your water, like turn the thing on, fill it up, turn it off, pull off. So that was the most that I did when it came down to doing water and like my MOS in the military. But other than that, it was more mainly driving, just 88 mic, driving troops, driving equipment, moving equipment back and forth, just doing small tasks for the brigade, more so of those type of missions.
How do you like that?
Some days it was good and some days it was bad. You know how the army
Yeah,
how
I
the
like that.
army is.
How long did you do that for?
I was in for 4.5 years. When they deployed, that's when I had got medically released, discharged. What they say? Yeah, discharged.
Hmm.
So you primarily worked out of your MOS.
Huh?
So you primarily worked out of your MOS?
I wouldn't say so. I primarily worked in 88 Mike MOS.
Yes, yeah. But
Yeah.
you didn't change
I
MOS.
didn't I never switched. Yeah, I never switched.
Okay, that's right. So did it shape your perspective any type of way when you came into the military? Like from the beginning, you wanted to work uh in the job, you didn't do nothing, and then when you got there, you had to find out. You know what I mean? Had to do something. So did it change your perspective?
Absolutely. If you choose a job, if you choose an MOS that doesn't do anything, you're going to be on the worst details there are. You are going to be signed up for the worst details. Like when I first got to Fort Campbell, the first thing my first sergeant tries to do, it was I forgot his name because he was only there for a week before switching out. First thing he got me tried to get me to do was air assault school. Sir, at that time I was barely passing a PT test. Barely. Like I'm talking about bare minimum PT score. Like it was garbage. And he tried to send me to air assault school. And my at that time, my platoon sergeant, she was just like, she not ready for that. We're not about to embarrass her like that. And I was like, thank God. Because thank you. Thank you. Because I would have been in there. Y'all would have just kept sending me for no reason. But after that, the next detail was a gate guard.
Oh damn.
That was the next detail. I at the time, like I'm thinking, oh, this easy. Like gate guard is easy. Until they said that we had to get mazed and all that. Oh, wait a minute now. My perspective was to come here and chill. I was not expecting y'all to be actually doing all of this stuff. Remember, I said I wanted to sit pretty and get paid, not get maced. But it actually my whole military experience, I'm beyond grateful for it because it what is it called? It built character. It was very building of character. So um when it comes down to your MOS, choose something that actually do their job, like a medic, a fireman, something like that, so you don't get put on crazy details.
See, Seals was my soldier. I remember we was like, we're going to the field. She was like, oh man. like the Kevin,
Because
like the Kevin Hart. Oh no. Oh no.
Let me tell you
Hey, but
about
we actually did some cool stuff in the field though. But you got to do a lot of well, you said a lot of 88 mic stuff. You got to shoot some good guns because we went to the range pretty frequent.
we went to the range every quarter. We did not
Yeah.
miss the range did not miss us.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the range. I feel like we went to the range more than infantry went to the range. And
Yeah,
I don't know why. But
that.
for some reason, we were at the range faithfully. It didn't matter if it was just regular shooting your personal weapon or if you were shooting a what is it, 50 cal. 50
Mhm.
cal range. I feel like 50 cal range, we did at least 3 times a quarter. At least, at
Yeah,
minimum,
we
three
went quite
times
a
a
bit.
quarter.
Did you
Why?
learn,
I'm not sure.
did
I'm
you
not
learn how,
sure. I don't know why.
did you learn
But
how
we
to,
did.
did you learn how to recover a Humvee?
Did I learn how to recover a Humvee? Yes. It was one time. I wouldn't even say it was a Humvee. It was one time I had to get recovered. Because I had a hippo.
He said I had to get rid.
I had a hippo, and it was just crazy because at the time I told my NCO, I was like, sorry, I'm not gonna make this turn. Yes, you will. You gonna make it. Da, da, da. I'm like, I'm telling you, I know my abilities. I'm not gonna make this turn. So I'm coming out, and at this time, with the hippos, that's 2,000 gallons of water. You know how heavy 2,000 gallons of water is.
Wait,
So we just filled.
you was driving the Humvee, you was driving the LHS because you
I was
drove the
driving the
LHS a lot.
LHS at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
at that time I was driving the LHS with a hippo on it. But we had just filled up, and I told him, I was like, sorry, I'm not gonna make this turn. And he was like, you gonna make it, I promise you gonna make it. So I listened. I hit the turn, and when I hit the turn, the LHS went in the ditch, and it tilted like it was about to flip, like the LHS, and it's me and my soldier, and he in there like we leaning, like we in the ditch leaning, and I'm like, yo, get out, we about to flip, like come on, get out, get out. So this whole time, it didn't flip, but it was like as time went by, it was like slowly getting deeper into the ditch, and it was right in front of the Humvee simulation.
Oh
It was
man.
it was right in front of the Humvee simulation thing. So I had to call my other NCO and let him know, and they had to like come in. With this recovery, it was crazy because, like I said, it was 2,000 gallons of water. So they had to actually like pull the hippo first, then pull the truck, but they had to pull it with the tow. And it was multiple. It was a lot. It was that day. I just knew I was about to get an article for, for effing up because what was it? The first sergeant, the commander, all of them came out there. We were supposed to be in the field. We wasn't even supposed to be gone. We were supposed to be in the field, but
Yeah, and the LHS has a turning radius of a C-130.
terrible.
That thing cannot.
Wide
Terrible.
turns only.
Yeah, wide turn. So you need a parking lot to turn that thing.
so you, so did you ever think you was gonna go to airborne school, or you was like, nah, this ain't for me? I mean, air assault school.
So with air assault school, I actually did think I was training up to go to air assault school. Um, I had went to BLC, and after BLC, I was supposed to go to air assault school. However, I got hurt in BLC, and that's how I ended up getting med boarded out and everything. But I got hurt in BLC, and when I got hurt, I got hurt. I felt BLC, and then when I came back, they was like, Do you want to go again?" And I was like, "No." And then I was just like, "Yeah, this is it for me." But I was actually training up to go to air assault school at a point, but I never went.
Cause the school was right there in Fort Campbell, right?
It was running distance. We would run to the school
Okay.
for what is that? Company runs. We would run to the
Yeah.
school. Good little
Mhm.
8 miles. Not too
Good,
crazy.
Yeah.
good 8 miles. That sounds like,
Nothing you'll see me doing now.
you know, Penn love to go on details at it might.
No, I didn't.
You could have fooled me, man. Every time I saw you helping that truck with a helmet, man, you was motivated.
Hey man,
Can't nobody
what that?
back it up like me. Like, whoa, pause.
Oh,
You should drive
hey,
everything, Pen, LMTVs, records. You should drive anything.
yeah, man. Hey, what they say? False motivation is better than no motivation.
I like that. Yep, that's true. Fake it till you make
But
it.
well, yeah. But the thing was, once I got to a certain point, I had to show as a leader, you have to be willing to do anything. Whether it's getting a vehicle, whether it's get underneath the vehicle to PMCS it, whether it's to do anything, you got to show, hey, you got to lead from the front, so you got to do the work, you know. But so looking back, what other lessons and experience of Fort Campbell have stayed with you now that you're out? What do you think?
The lessons and experiences. The biggest lesson for me is attention to detail. Attention to
Mm,
detail. Um, and it's more so of because I don't know. I just feel like it always stuck with me because I live by myself. Like I moved to a city by myself. Like I didn't go back home. I went somewhere unknown, new. So with me being in a new place and a new environment, I feel as if I have to always pay attention to detail because that's like that small detail. If you miss it, that can be your life. That can be you. You know, and out here in Atlanta, they do a lot of snatching of women. So
really?
yeah, they do. They do a lot of like. At first, when I first got out here, I was terrified because they used to always talk about how women would come up missing, and just not even just women, people would come up missing like crazy out here. So just attention to detail. If you see a zip tie tied around your door handle, don't even go to the car. Just walk off. Go back to where you
Oh,
came
man.
from. Just small stuff. If you see some spray that wasn't there before, go back to where you came from. Don't even mess with the car. Like I feel like attention to detail stuck with me more than anything. Um yeah, that was my biggest one. Attention to detail.
Did you have any trouble first getting out?
When I first got out, my main trouble was adjusting. I had a very hard time, still to this day, adjusting to the fact that in the military, I feel as if we have a way of talking to each other. And
Yeah.
and some people here, like civilians, aren't used to the way that military people talk. And I'm not gonna say it's all of us, but some of us we talk very harshly. And when I first got out, I still had that mentality of like whatever come to my mind, I'm gonna say it, no matter how the delivery is. And if it hurts your feelings, it just hurts your feelings. That's not my problem. You go deal with it. That has
Mhm.
nothing to do with me. But now, like with dealing with civilians and dealing with just people who don't understand where we come from, they are a lot softer and they are a lot lazier than we are. Like us, if it ain't raining, we ain't training. It don't matter what day it is. We going to the we gonna work out regardless. We gonna do the work regardless, no matter what the weather look like. Rain, sleet, snow, it doesn't matter. It's gonna get done, and it's gonna get
Mhm.
done in a timely manner. What I've been running into is, oh, you need to rest, but it's just like rest ain't gonna pay them bills, okay?
That's true.
Like I can rest when I'm rich, like rest later. Like I'm not worried about rest. And yeah, and I also another thing I had a hard time adjusting was trusting people. I didn't trust nobody here. Like I didn't when I first got here, I didn't trust anyone. I don't think that was the military, but I just didn't trust nobody. But yeah.
Well, I get that. I mean, I I can count on my hand the people I trust, so I get that. And it's just well, even in the military, you got those folks that'll let you down in the military, but I've noticed more so than when I've been out. So
Facts. Cause
yeah.
I feel like in the military, like we understood that even when it was the camaraderie. Like even when we do crazy stuff, you knew the people for a fact that you couldn't trust. Like off rip. Like, yep, they already told me about you, buddy. I know that you're the one that I can't trust, but like usually in the military, we all trust each other because at the end of the day, we have to depend on each other. So it was just like the fact that I knew that there I could trust them, and then here is absolutely different because they don't understand that like trust is a big thing. Like, yeah.
Was it,
Absolutely.
was there, so what helped you find a new? So I know you got discharged, medically discharged, and you had just did 4 years, and you've been an 88 Mike, and you had been a water dog. So What helped you find a new sense of purpose?
I think, are you talking about when I got out?
Yeah, like you had to
More
do it
so.
to your civilian life. So I know you wanted to find something else to do. So what did that look like?
So as soon as while I was in, I've always been into cars. My passion is cars. When I was in, I was known as Red Mustang. And right before I got out, I had switched to a Dodge Challenger. But when I got out, I visited Atlanta like one time. And here it's very easy to find car people. They're always together. It's always going to be a group of them. So I came across some car people. We started going like out, and then that's really kind of how I found my group here. I'm not gonna say like a family, but I found my group here was because we all shared the same passion, the same drive, and it was muscle cars, honestly. So that's how I got into my shift. But it was really the same thing I was doing in the military with the Mustang. I just started actually posting. I started putting it like broadcasting on social media the things that I was doing. And when I started doing that, it kind of it took off. It went well. I was here for like 2 or 3 months. I'm lying. I was here for probably about a year. COVID is. I feel like COVID
Yeah.
is when I really took off and went big, because when everybody was still in the house, which was the best time for me because everybody was still in the house. Me, I had just got here. It was about 2 months because I got here December. I had just got here, and then COVID hit immediately. So everybody was in the house, but I was outside. I was the person that was still in the streets while everybody was told to stay in the house. I was still outside. So with me being outside, I feel like a lot of people tuned in because they were in the house, and it was like, well, she outside. What is she doing? And I was literally just broadcasting my daily life. Like if I would go to the car wash, it would just be simple stuff. Going to the car wash, get my car clean, like changing stuff on my car, small things, like just broadcasting and showing my supporters what I was doing, and it took off. And that's how I switched over and found my passion.
Yeah, because back then folks was like you said in the house, and there was like, oh, what is she doing? How is she doing all that?
Right.
So
That
kind
was.
of, yeah, you got them hooked with that. So if money wasn't an object, right? You're a car enthusiast, big time. So
Hmm.
if money wasn't an object, and you could go, what's the one car Rica would get, and why?
I would get a McLaren Speedtail.
McLaren, huh?
A McLaren Speedtail. The reason why is because it's a 3-seater. It's a
Okay.
coupe, but it has 3 seats. It's like a ship on the inside. A lot of
Oh, I
people
didn't
never
know
see
that.
the inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I first got here, what I would do is I would go to the Lamborghini lot, and I would just go look at all the cars. And that's kind of where I got my inspiration of how I want like my dream garage is literally
Hmm.
from the Lamborghini shop. I mean the Lamborghini, yeah, the Lamborghini shop. So I went up there one time, and they had a speed tail on the showroom floor. They had I looked in it, it was like it looked like a bug. If you look at it, it honestly looks like a bug. But if you look inside, it looks like a spaceship. Like it has 2 seats. It has like the regular 2 seats, and then it has like one seat in the middle for another person, and it's like really,
Oh,
really, really spacious. It's pretty
hmm.
nice. So if money wasn't an issue, that'll be me. I think it's like 3 mil or something, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't think McLaren. I didn't think I knew McLarens are high. I didn't know they had a 3 mil one. That's crazy.
If I'm not mistaken, I might be lying. Don't get me wrong,
But it's
but
up there.
definitely a McLaren Speedtail. That's mine.
What
Once
kind of
I get
car
one
would
of
you?
them, I know I made it.
What kind of car would you get, Pen?
Me,
Right.
I if money was an object and I had the money to maintain it, I don't know why I would want a Bugatti Chiron.
Mm, good choice.
But those cars are astronomical, and I just think it's a really nice car. It's got so much power, and but the upkeep on it is so expensive. I think you're spending $100,000 a year just to upkeep it.
Money is not a thing right now, though.
Yeah.
That's the scenario. Money is not a thing.
And you're right. I'm
That's
pretty much,
it.
to be
What
honest
about
with you, I would just get an El Camino.
El Camino? El Camino.
Yo,
A car with a trunk, like a truck.
Yeah,
I'm crying.
Put all my tools in there.
man, you car enthusiast. My dog John had one of this. He bought a car. I think he paid like $500 for it, and then he built this car. He had so much done to it. He had it painted like the Joker. One side was this color, one side was the other color. He had the seats done, and then what'd you have on the dashboard? Sweet Jones. And Joker cut. This car was so clean. I'm
Where
mad
the
you got
car
rid
at?
of it.
I saw it. I had it on. It was a Crown Vic. I had it on sixes, 26s. That was back in the day when we were just fixing up cars.
Mm-hmm.
Just for fun.
Yeah, we deployed a couple of times, so we would just come and just spend
Yeah.
money.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
he had the Chevelle, black and yellow, black and yellow.
Yeah, I had a 72 Seville. But the
Where are the
thing was,
cars now?
my car, I didn't know, but it was a 4-door. Nobody really likes 4 doors. So
Yeah.
I sold it. It was a 4-door.
I told you don't. I told you I liked it.
Nothing's wrong with a four
I
door.
didn't even know.
No one told you. What you mean you didn't know?
No, see, here's the thing.
You fixed it up, man.
Yeah, okay. Anyways,
What? You didn't like the Chevelle?
I love the Chevelle, but I I did a lot of work to it, and then I was just like, you know what? I'm selling it.
I
So
remember
you got
that.
bored.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, that happens.
See, here's the thing. I figured out I had my priorities messed up because I had an apartment and I bought an old school car. I didn't have a house to have a garage to put it in. So I'm like, I don't need this car.
That makes
But you
sense.
figured out that your priorities was messed up. Some people, they never realize it.
I was.
Yeah.
I had that, my motorcycle, and a car all parked outside of a
Yeah.
apartment. In one parking space. How you do that?
In one parking space.
Yes, I had my bike behind my box, my Crown Vic, right, and then I had my
Uh-huh.
car, and I would kind of just park in front of it, just block myself.
How long did it take you to get out to go to work in the morning?
I would just drive the car, but I didn't want nobody to steal my motorcycle, and they didn't want nobody to steal my old school. You know what I mean?
I would have put the motorcycle in the house.
I was on like the third floor.
Yeah, he was
Oh.
on. Yeah.
Remember?
Oh
I was in an
no.
He had a
apartment. I
he
used to
had a he
always
had
look
a
down because they just steal motorcycles like it wasn't nothing for a brag. I used to always
Mhm.
look down like have nightmares somebody stole something from me.
That she used to be at the window.
Oh, when I went I had went and bought a what I bought pen that I was fixing up a 74 vert a dump and I
man, this dude put like 60 grand in this
yeah, I
car.
put a lot of money in it. But
It was
anyway,
he had the Forgiatos with the matching Forgiato steering wheel.
we ain't
Ooh.
even thought about it. Like when it first came out, I took it down to the dude called Kent Customs, Waycross, Georgia. Look him up.
Tent
That's all he do.
customs.
Kent Customs, Waycross, Georgia. That's all he do is dump. And I
He
found
got
him.
some he
I
got
found
some alligator seats. Oh my god, it was so clean.
I
Where
dropped them
car
off.
at?
I went to talk to him. I said, hey man, I'm about to deploy, but I could pay you every month. He was like, man, that's better than these clowns around here. He was like, this
No,
dude.
because people they would have their car in the shop for like ever and not make not one payment.
That's right. And that's what I was buying parts from those people. I was buying like people went to jail He had people cars that had been to jail, went to jail. That's why I got the 40 auto rims from. Like this dude bought them and he went to jail. It was all type of stuff in that garage, man. That's
That's
why I fell
crazy.
in love. That's like you. That's why I fell in love with old school cars. When I went in there, he had what's they got? Plies car where he got the $30,000. He got the paint machine where it makes it chrome,
Mm-hmm.
and it cost $30,000 to get this paint job when it first came out. And
Good Lord.
I know it took like 2-3 people to paint at the same time. Cause you're taking up you gotta use this chemical that's taking it off while it's spraying on it makes it chrome, right? And I loved it because the owner, he had his own car that he would do, you know what I mean? And he was like, when I went by, he had like a $30,000 motor on the ground, it was all chrome. He was chroming out his car, and I'm like, you don't even drive this stuff, you know what I mean? But it was like he would take it to shows, and the shows would
Yeah.
get people to come to his shop, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, let's forget the
Marketing.
business.
Yeah, but I just love being around. Sometimes and it was hours away from where I was stationed, but I would go there just to see him and just take him to lunch. But I would just be in the shop all day long. I would just be in there. That's why I was like, and he was like, "I'll give you the shop for $3 million." I was like, man, I don't have $3 million to give you, bro.
He's I can put some on
He
it.
seen them checks. He seen them checks every month coming from you.
I
He was
know.
like, he gotta have 3 mil.
I paid him faithfully too. I paid him faithfully, man. But this shop and every time I came back, I will only get it to like go to bike week, go to a car show, and then he would immediately come and tow it back. That's how much work I would keep getting into the car. Until my boy Kyler, he just hit me chest. He's like, "No, Johnny." He saw a bill one time that he wrote me. He was like, "Jay, no, just think about this." I'm like,
He's
"Get
robbing
your
you.
hands off me. This is what I do. What I do." So down with that. All right, Joe. So the next car I'm gonna get, it might be a Corvette. Not might be. I'm gonna get a Corvette and an El Camino.
He want that El Camino.
Go ahead.
No, I said he want that El Camino.
Yeah, man.
Which
I gotta have my tools in the car, man. I already got them in my truck. But if I get in the car, I want to have someone put my tools in, man. I don't know why. I think that's pretty cool to go to have a saw and my hammer. Go to my car.
Yeah.
But the Corvette is something I want, man. The Corvette look like a spaceship to me.
The newer ones?
Yeah, man. I see every
that's
time
on the list.
Yeah, when I'm riding, it catches my eyes. So when something catches my eyes, that's why I know that's for me. I would like it. You know what I'm saying? You only live once. So the Corvette, when I see the Corvette, it's like I'm trying to break my neck to see
every time. Every
That's right.
time. I literally jump in front of them just so I can see them in my room.
That's crazy.
Just so I can see them in my rearview mirror.
Yeah, because
you're not even looking in front of you.
Huh? I don't worry about that. That's God's. God got me. God got us covered. That's in God's hand. I am manifesting what's behind me. I'm trying to get every look, every view I can. I am manifesting.
Yeah,
that C8. Have you seen it? It looked like a Batman car. If you put some butterfly doors on that thing, come on.
Man, they do look nasty. I told my mom that's what I'm getting. She was like, "Go get what you want, baby."
That's mom.
Love a supportive mom.
That's right. She wants a believe it or not, she wants a Challenger.
Does she?
Yeah,
oh yeah, because she rented one. She rented one, didn't she?
She rented one, and she keeps saying, "I want a." I said, "It's a Tudor, Mom. We can't even put nobody in there." She was like, "But that's what I want," and I was like, "Well, that's what you gonna have."
Right.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but you gotta keep that. I told her you gotta keep that Kia though.
Can't get rid of that one.
Let me ride the Kia around. gas saver.
Right. Last time John was here, we were going somewhere and we passed by a dealership. There was a lime green Corvette sitting there. He's like, "Ooh, that's nice."
I saw it too.
Did it have red guts?
I don't know.
Y'all just drove by it?
Yeah, we just drove by.
It was at a dealership.
Yeah, it was at the dealership sitting out front.
Yeah, we would have stopped. I would have acted like I was about to buy it.
No, but he had an appointment to get his feet did.
Huh?
No, we
What?
had an appointment. We went.
You had
We
you
went.
had to get a pedicure?
Yeah, I took him to get a pedicure because
I'm not
my
mad.
wife,
At least y'all
my
take care of
wife,
y'all feet.
yeah, my wife works at. She's a nail tech, so she works at a shop, and then I took him there, and we got our feet did.
That's right. I appreciate that, Pen.
Yeah,
I'm happy because some men.
Let me, let me tell you something. Has been one of the best ruck marching people that I've known. Like it looked like a book bag, a little toddler's book bag. Like he looked like King Cooper with his turtle shell from Mario when he put on the ruck, and he would just go. This is one of the
What was in
strongest,
his rook?
45 pounds. He'll put a weight in
oh
there.
yeah, yep.
Yeah, he was
I
like
still
one.
ruck.
He was a
I
beast.
still ruck. I went rucking last week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he used to do, man. He's like, where you going? He's like, I like, what you doing? What you doing? I think I'm gonna go, he's soft spoken. I think I'm gonna go rucking this weekend. That's how he would say it. I wasn't no rucker, but I was
He's
like,
a runner. I wasn't a runner.
I
I
wasn't
just,
none of it.
hey, listen, y'all, this is crazy.
Y'all
Y'all
got a
crazy.
wagon wheel to come pick me up,
Hey,
please.
go ahead. Hey,
And if you
go
don't wagon wheel fast enough, I promise you, I'm walking back to the company. I'm walking back to the company.
ahead.
Wait, man, she said, I want to be what'd you say, a passenger princess? She said, it don't work like
I wanted to be. I just wanted to be pretty and paid. That's it.
that's it. Pretty
But
and paid.
honestly, oh, sorry.
God said, "Well, okay, we're gonna send you to the 101st."
He said I got pretty and paid for you. 'Cause you was pretty and paid, but you was working. I feel like honestly, it going to 101st it made me realize that I have more in me than I've been given because I didn't like to run. I didn't like to rope. I didn't like to army. I didn't like doing any of it at a point. But once I realized, like, once I felt like, once the platoon was like, I don't know, it just became like family. It was like, Seals, you got this, you got this. It was like they were motivating me. It got to a point to where I was trying to lead the runs. I was trying to call cadence. I went to BLC at early. I got promoted early. Like at I think I hit specialist at 3 years. I was jumping through the little ranks kind of fast. And then it was like, I don't know. It was just I was loving it. I was at a point I just started loving it and I was just ho. And then I was like, nah. I don't know what happened, but it really pushed me a lot and it showed me that whatever I want, like whatever I put my mind to, I can do. Cause 12 milers, if you told me when I had signed up that I was gonna do a 12-mile ruck, I wouldn't have signed up. I would have went to college. I would have
Oh
went to college.
no!
Huh?
You know, you find it that as veterans, like we all have the same background. Like we didn't have no money, we didn't have nowhere to go.
Mhm.
You know, and it's a great example of you're a product of your environment.
Facts.
Yeah.
You go to a place where people are motivating you. You got no place to go but up. There's nothing but opportunity, and there's a lot of competitiveness, and people are, you got inspiration around you. It like takes you out of the status quo. It like takes you out of your comfort zone. It takes you out of your fear. And before you know it, you got something called courage. And courage to do something that you're afraid of. You know,
Facts.
and I think from the day that we left Mom Duke house, we all was afraid. You know,
Absolutely.
what's that show? Lost, Naked, and Afraid? Maybe.
I've never seen that.
Never heard of that one.
Oh,
I
talk
get
about it, man.
I get the concept though.
Whatever.
But it was well said. No, and I agree with it because that is something that I've taken from the army as well. I do everything I'm scared of. Like,
Mhm.
and I also don't, it might be a bad thing when it comes to certain stuff, but I don't research. Like, I don't be like, oh my God, I need to figure out what all I need to do to do this. Da, da, da. No, like when I got into real estate, I didn't know before I got into real estate that it was going to be what it is now. Before I got in, I just said I want to do real estate, and I went and did what I had to do to get into real estate. But I feel as if, like, if I was the person that would go and, like, if I was to research what it takes to be in the military, what they do, and all of that, I would have psyched myself out to not go. And I feel as if now, well, I know now that that's the reason why when I want to do something, I don't do research on it, because I don't ever want to put myself in a position to where I mentally I mentally don't want to do it, but I haven't gave it a chance yet. So what I've taken from the military is literally doing everything I'm afraid of. If I'm afraid of it, I have to do it.
Mhm.
I have to, because it's going to
That's
be something better on the other side.
that's a good outlook because a lot of people they don't start something because they're scared. They're scared to do it. And like you said, if I do some of the research, you just might psych yourself out. Well, I mean, it's it's a gift and a curse. Some people research and that's why they want to do it, but you're just like, just send it.
Me, I learn as I go. It's
Yeah.
like I said, it might not be a good thing, but I know that I'm gonna do it. I didn't started a lot of stuff, and once I realized I didn't like it, I stopped. I started a hair business. I started what was it, cosmetology school. I mean, I actually got my cosmetology license, and after I got it, I was like, this is not what I want to do, and
Hmm.
I didn't do like the research on what all it takes and da da da. I didn't do research on that. I just did it because at that moment I was like, this is what I want to do. So that's what I did. I did it, and I realized I didn't like it. Stop. Don't do it no more. You can
I
quit
bet
at this
there's
point.
I bet there's a big saturation in Atlanta of cosmetologists, huh?
Yes, but the thing about the saturation of cosmetologists in Atlanta is the fact that you have good ones and you have terrible ones. And the terrible ones, there's the saturation. Because
Mm.
you have hairstylists, but not cosmetologists, if that makes any sense. You got the girls that be on the internet like, oh, I do hair, I do hair, I do hair, but come wash, come blow dried, come straighten, bring your hair. All I'm doing is putting it in. And then you have the actual cosmetologist who's like, oh no, in your appointment, I'm gonna wash, I'm gonna dry, I'm gonna blow out, I'm gonna braid. Like I have everything you need. Just come. That's
Hmm.
it. But that's the difference.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
see. What's been the biggest challenge of you once you got out, you got there, you doing your car thing, and then you decided to get on YouTube? What's been the biggest challenge of that?
My biggest challenge with YouTube is two things. It's twofold. One is me. It's me, my consistency. I feel like that's a challenge for me because I have multiple hats. So,
Hmm.
and not only the fact that I have multiple hats, I'm doing all of my own edits. I'm doing all of it myself. But that's one of them. And the second thing with YouTube is I have anxiety. I really don't like people in my business. And YouTube is that. So it's like I had to face the fact of, and this is something I'm coming to the realization of, like literally now. I had to face the fact of, if this is something that I really like and really want to do, you can't see it as people being in your business if it's already done. The business is, it already happened. So they're no longer like, it's not your business for real. It's your business, but it's not like they know exactly what's going on in your life right now. Because with YouTube, I was getting, because with the car stuff, when I first started with the car stuff, I was getting in trouble. A lot of people did. I didn't post. This was the stuff I wasn't posting, and this is what discouraged me to stop posting because with what I was doing, it was they were considering it as drag racing, laying drag, or what is it called, reckless driving. But I didn't do it in the streets. I did it more
Hmm.
so of in at legal events.
Yeah,
Yeah, at
track.
the tracks
Yeah.
in legal events. And because I had the influence of from social media, and it was influencing the people that was doing it in the streets, they were targeting me. So I have like it was one time I had they had pulled me over. It wasn't they pulled me over. I had messed up my bumper. And they pulled up and they was like, "We've been looking for you." Da, 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 da. And I'm like, looking for me? Why are y'all looking for me? Like I'm this little like what y'all looking for me for, basically? And they was like, you know, you the one that's all on YouTube, all on social media, doing this and da da da, and the kids are doing it in the streets. And I'm just like, that's why y'all quote unquote are looking for me. So I chilled. I stopped doing YouTube. I stopped like tagging people on social media because I didn't want anyone to get in trouble because I like they went to my Instagram and they see me tag them and they were like, now they like, oh, that's her friend, so we need to go after this person too. So I stopped tagging people and I actually fell out with people about it.
Oh wow.
But yeah, because social media is a career of its own. Let's say that it's a thing of its own. Because once somebody get so big or somebody get clout, it's a drug. Like, okay, what I got to do to make my next video go viral? What I got to do to make this
Mm.
like? It's like you're chasing a high. So when you and your group of friends, when you make it and you have a group of friends, now you got to bring the group with you. So let's say I'm bringing y'all up at a point, and then I just stop. I just stop tagging y'all. What you stop tagging me for? Like, you know, so it brings
Oh,
controversy
okay.
within the friendship. So it's like, what you stop tagging me for? And I'm just like, bro, people they watching my page. Oh, all publicity is good publicity. And I'm like, no, like I don't want to see you get in trouble. So I stopped tagging you. I rather take the heat for them coming to my page because it's my stuff, but I don't want to get nobody else in trouble. So I stopped tagging people and me and some friends we fell out about it.
Dang, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. You
Yeah.
wasn't meant to be around anyways if that's all it took.
Yeah, that's true. And sometimes I'm like, man, social media ain't real.
It's not. It's not. And that was another thing I had to realize with my anxiety was knowing that just because I do it today does not mean I have to post it today. I can do it 5 months ago and post it today, and that means they're no longer in my business because I'm not doing that thing that I just posted right now.
Yeah.
Like that's old. Like that's old. So I have the power to manipulate social media and manipulate what I want my audience to see. That's yeah, that's what I had to realize. But that was one of the challenges I feel like I had to overcome was um really my anxiety and knowing that you don't even though it feels like people are in your business because it all has already happened and has already passed, it's okay. And most likely 9 times out of 10 somebody either are going through the same thing or they can help you get through what you're going through. So
Facts.
yeah,
So how do you balance all your passions and your commitments?
I wouldn't say it's balance. I would say it's always balancing. Always balancing because I have a routine and just sticking to the routine. Real estate is my 9 to 5. I treat real estate like my 9 to 5. So Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, I'm doing real estate. Anything during or after I can record. My life is like my regular life. Vlogging is YouTube. And when it comes to car stuff, I do it on the weekends because it's a hobby, passion. So that's how I balance it all out. But I wouldn't say it's balanced because some days I miss some stuff and sometimes I don't. Like sometimes I make it, sometimes I don't. So it's always balancing and not balance.
I like that. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Well, that's like you're balancing what. Okay, this week I need to focus more on this. Next week I need to focus a little more on that. So that's I would say that's balancing.
Yeah. That's all it is. Because when you try to balance everything, it's life. Like things happen. Things happen for sure. You're not going to be able to control every situation that come your way. Like today might not be the best day for you or for you to vlog or you it just might be something simple. Oh, you didn't do like you forgot to charge your camera or your camera wasn't you charged it, you put it on the charger but it wasn't charging. So now I can't be like, oh well, I can't get content I can't do nothing today because I can't get content. I have to pivot. It's all about pivoting. And when you pivot, that's the balancing. Because if it was balanced, it'll go as planned. It's not gonna always go as planned. So it's just balancing.
No, sure is. What so you obviously you've already mentioned what made you want to do real estate?
What made me want to do real estate?
Yeah.
I had to get out of where I was. Um,
Okay.
really just it was something that I knew could fund my dreams, and it was also something I knew that could keep me out of trouble. Because a lot of times with the car stuff, you just get targeted because of the type of car that you have and the influence that you have. So you get targeted. But with real estate, you there's no trouble. It's just money. Just
Just
funds.
money,
No
huh?
no trouble, just funds. So with that, I was like, okay, that's something I want to do. And I just did it.
Did any part of the military help you with real estate? Like as far as, dealing with people and maybe the discipline to study and train when you were going through school?
Oh, yes. The discipline to study. I had to shut everybody out. Lost friends for that too. I literally had it was a point because I didn't go to like a physical class. I was
Okay.
learning I did everything on my own. So I learned everything by myself. I took a
Oh, wow.
online course
Yeah.
and I had to do flashcards and stuff like that. So it actually took me a solid 6 to 8 months to really understand what I was studying and to take my test, my 75-hour course test. I took
Hmm.
it the 75-hour course. I took it the first time, excuse me, and I passed. I passed the
Nice.
first time for the 75-hour course. But when it was time for me to take the state test, I failed the state test 4 times and I passed on my fifth time. And with that, it took discipline for me to know. It just reminded me of when I took my ASVAB test, like, cause I get test anxiety. I don't like taking tests. So when I took it, I just like had to really sit down and focus. Like I had to shut everybody out. I didn't talk to nobody. I had the same routine. And at this time in my life was balanced. Nobody heard from me. Nobody would see me. Like I said, I didn't talk to nobody. I literally woke up, went to the gym, studied, went to sleep, woke up, went to the gym, studied, went to sleep, and that was my life. So when it came down to the discipline that I needed to pass my test, I definitely had to dig into that military bag because it was very, very hard to do.
Well, it's good you didn't give up and you kept taking. Some people even like after two or three times, like, wait a minute, maybe this isn't for me.
It we no options.
That's
If it's
good.
something you want to do, you got to do it. Like regardless of if you fail, and I feel like failing with me, especially with me, because I don't. It's a lot of stuff that I don't pass on the first time. It's a lot of stuff that I don't get on the first time. So with me, when I fail something, it just let me know, okay, how bad do you really want it? If you want it
Yeah,
bad enough, you're gonna keep taking it, and if you don't, you'll quit. So yeah.
100%.
So how do you feel it's important for community now, like with YouTube, uh, with dealing with veterans and like man individuals through your work?
You said how? I'm sorry, I missed the first part.
Like how important is community to you now?
Oh, very important.
Mm.
Without a community, with YouTube, with Instagram, with real estate, with everything that I do, I wouldn't be able to do it because my community is the people who actually push me forward. When I get with YouTube, when I get messages like, "Oh, I really love this video. It was so entertaining." Blah blah blah. Not blah blah blah, but like they'll go on and say whatever they liked about the video. That's what motivates me to make another video.
Right.
And when it comes to community with the VA and real estate, when it comes down to real estate, I feel like now because I just bought a home last month, and it was a lot that I didn't know about VA loans before I got into real estate. And I
Mm.
feel as if it's a lot of people who are in the position I was in, not knowing that with your VA loan, you don't have to do certain insurance, and with your VA loan, you get zero down payment. And with your VA loan, not only can you use it one time, but you can use it as many times as you desire, as long as you're primary for 1 year. You can use it again and again and again and again. So I feel like it's my duty to educate my community, military community, YouTube community, as well as the car community, because people my age, they don't understand the value of owning a home, or they don't understand why renting a $2,000 or a $2,500 condo is crazy when you can own that same condo and pay 1,700 a month, or you can own that condo and rent that condo out and make passive income off that same condo that you're spending 2,000 a month on, or 2,500, however much you're spending on. So community is very, very, very important to me, because without community, I am absolutely nothing.
So, being that you've done all this, you came in the military, did your time, did you go? You got your YouTube, you're doing real estate. So, if you had to give advice to a soldier getting out, what kind of advice would you give them?
The advice I would give a soldier getting out is, ooh, that's a good question. That's a really good question. Believe in yourself. That'll be the first thing I would say. Believe in yourself, and don't let nobody talk you out what you want to do. And what else would I tell a soldier? Civilians, civilian life and military life are totally different. It'll take a minute to adjust, but once you adjust and once you realize, you'll be able to use some of the qualities that you learned from the military in your civilian life. But you can't go into your civilian life acting directly how you acted in the military.
Yeah. I always encourage, my brother John does too. And it's kind of, I don't know why people, maybe because it's they're not used to it, but I was sitting on somebody's couch. I had to get counseling because it
That
was
too.
it was it was a rough transition. I know for me, because spending, you know, a lot of time in the military, you have a certain structure. You wake up, you do PT, you go to the motor pool, you train or whatever you do, then you go home. You do that through your entire career, then you get out, and it's like, I don't have any. What am I going to do? You know, it's a little difficult, and I kind of had a hard time getting out. So I always encourage people to, if you need to get counseling, get counseling. Don't be afraid to sit on somebody's couch and talk to somebody.
That
Yeah.
too. I haven't done that. I've been trying, but they are, Atlanta, VA is a different breed. But
Really?
yes, Atlanta, VA. Atlanta. When I tore blew my knee out last year, this time last year, it took Atlanta, VA, five. What was it? 3 months, 4 months to get me surgery.
Oh wow.
4 months to get me. I was already walking by the time I had surgery. I
Yeah, because
was
it's funny. You gotta get an appointment, then you gotta get a referral, then they gotta do evaluation, and
Yeah, she
bro,
said
it hurts right
already
now.
healed. She said she was already healed by the time the surgery came on.
I was good. I was walking by the time I had surgery.
That's crazy.
My doctor, he said it's crazy when he was like afterwards. He said your meniscus, it healed itself, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. That's how long it's been.
One thing for me when I got out the military, I realized about myself is I had to start listening again.
Mm.
You had to listen.
I had to start listening again. Listening.
Oh, listening.
I
Okay, fair.
Yes.
I've noticed that big change in John over the years because he used to listen for nothing. Man, he used to stay on me. Oh man, I was always on the defensive because he always gonna crack a joke. I
So
had to
we're
have, huh?
go ahead. I was gonna ask, were you John Soldier?
No,
Y'all was
no.
just friends?
Yeah, we just was friends.
Oh,
We
okay.
met each other a long time ago, and we were in different platoons when you was 88 Mike, right? Right, John? Yeah,
That's
it was a
right.
different platoon.
Right, you're right, brother. We
Yeah.
stayed thick as thieves through our whole career. He motivated me to go to Ranger School. He used to write me letters. Right,
Oh,
gave me a little tab that said "Embrace the suck." And every time I wanted to quit, I was like, "Man, I can't quit." Pen, pen, pen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I gotta tell Pen that I ain't make it. That was the only thing that was in my mind when I thought about quitting. Is I gotta tell Pen I ain't make it.
that's
So
so dope.
yeah. So I used to have it on my belt. It said "Embrace the suck." So
Yeah.
because he wanted to go to Ranger School.
Why you
He
didn't go?
Pen.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't go. I think I was I knew everything they were going to teach in Ranger School. I just didn't go. I don't know why I didn't go. I always said I was going to go. I even re-enlisted to go. I think I don't know. I can't even tell you a reason why.
I'm like you, uh, Rica. It's like if I was scared of it, I ran towards it. That's
Yeah.
it.
I wasn't
I,
like that in the military. I gained that when I got out. In the military, I ran. I ran for a fact. I was out of there. What? You want me to deploy? I'm not doing that. I don't trust y'all that much. No, I'm not with my life. No. I had to embrace that when I got out the military. And the military is what helped me embrace it because I felt as if I missed so many good experiences that like so many things that I could have like just had the experience of doing like air assault school, what is it, deploying. I just felt like I missed the real experience of being in the military because it was a lot of stuff that I got scared of and I ran away from. So I told myself I had to stop. I had to stop running.
that's a good point.
But yeah, you picked it up, and now it's definitely beneficial in your civilian life.
For sure.
Yeah. Well,
So,
shoot, brother, you got anything else?
no, I guess with everything you got going on, man. What's the legacy you wants to build? Like multiple companies. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So my goal is to build really to build generational wealth. I feel like everybody always
Hmm.
says that's the go-to for everybody. But my goal is to build generational wealth. With YouTube, I use YouTube to document my life. So when I do have kids, my lineage, they can go back and see what I did and where I came from and just see my journey with real estate. I'm using real estate to actually for I don't have no kids, but my goal is to have a house, have a place for every child that I desire to have.
Mhm.
So when they get of age, they don't have to worry about rent. They don't have to worry about any of that because they have a place to stay. However, they're going to the military. But they'll still have somewhere to stay and something to generate income even if they're not living there. So my goal is to pass real estate down to my kids so they can pass it down to their kids. Also, my goal is to invest in real estate. I'll also be doing land flips. So what a lot of people like, oh, get in real estate, do house flips, but I was speaking to someone, and this is why I feel like, well, I know for a fact real estate changed my life because I can have these conversations with people no matter where I'm at. Because this conversation was had with someone that's in the car community, and it was like if I wasn't in this real estate space, they wouldn't have told me this. So basically, just with land, find land on this. Just a little gem. Find land for cheap on Facebook Marketplace. You find that land, you get somebody to clear that land. Once you get somebody to clear the land, you resell it because people always need land. you resell it, but when you resell it, you make sure that you profit at least 25,000 each time you resell that property, any piece of land, because at the end of the day, people are going to always want land because they want to build on it. So that's my next investment. And what is it with cars? Cars is a me thing. That's not for nobody else. That's just for me. It's not for my kids. It's that one. That's me. It's not for them. They
Yeah,
can have the real estate, but the cars,
ho-
that's me.
hopefully one day you get that McLaren.
Yes, yes. Once I get my McLaren, I will know for a fact that I've made it.
I'm gonna pull up beside you in that El Camino.
Pull up, pull up. Come on,
See what
bring the
you
vet too. Bring the vet too. I'm gonna pull mine out because that is definitely on the list.
Oh
I feel like
no.
the vet is more obtainable, more so than the I'm not gonna say it, but the vet is closer
Yeah.
than the McLaren is at the moment. But
Oh
that's my
no.
goal. That's
Oh
what
no.
that's.
Now I might put some of that motor in that El Camino. That might can mess with that.
Oh man, if it ain't got no
That,
cat, if you're not
that
doing a
3 million.
Hellcat swap in
That
that
3 million. That
El
3 million. You gonna put a waste of 3 million. You might want to get at the me or the pink slip after we go south. Right.
Camino, oh no, we leaving you. We for sure leaving you with the McLaren. Did you not hear the name Speed Tail?
Sometimes it ain't the car, it's the driver.
Oh, you definitely don't want those problems. You definitely
Oh man.
don't want
Uh,
to see me in
uh,
traffic.
I have to pick up.
That's why I was getting in trouble. You don't want to see me in traffic.
You still? Is there any way you can put out your social media or anything you like to share with, for you?
Yeah, sure. You can
We're-
follow
we're-
me on car content, Rica Rocket, all social media platforms, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Rica Rocket. Real estate, it'll be Rica the Realtor. That is Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, no TikTok. And if you just want to follow me for who I am, Rica Janae, all social media
I'll,
platforms.
we'll put all that in the description, so
Thank you.
they'll be able to find you. There'll be a long list like this long. Rica Rock.
Somebody was like, "Why you have so many pages?" Like my dog has a page. I was just like, everybody got to have a page.
That's right. I want to do that for my dog.
Yes, because he's the one who, honestly, my dog is the one who went viral. I was just driving.
That makes sense.
He's the one who went viral.
That makes sense.
So
Yeah.
I made him a page.
Well, Rico, appreciate you for coming on the show.
Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
Thank
it
you.
was an honor.
I'm thankful. And one thing I'm grateful for is you being fearless. So I want you to keep that up. Chase your dreams, do everything that you're doing because it's very inspiring.
Thank you.
That's what the
100%.
That's what the show is about, to have veterans on that are still out there chasing their dreams so we can let them know that those that are slowing down, that they can't stop now.
It's
Mhm.
not. Once you get out, that's actually time to hit the ground and start running. That's when you got to run harder.
That's right. Great advice. And we appreciate you for coming on the show.
Thank
All
you.
gas, no brakes.
It
I'll
was an
get no
honor.
breaks.
All gas, no brakes.
No cap.
All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.
Peace.